Welcome back, everyone here to Bronx Talk. It's been a long time waiting, but we are back. And today we are going to be talking about Aroldis Chapman, Yankee closer, and his struggles he's had in the bullpen. And basically the bullpen in whole, what's it been doing a little bit, and how are we going to get out of this problem that we're kind of in right now, this predicament, as they would call it. So, Christian, would you like to start it off?
Sure thing. Sort of the obvious thing, Aroldis Chapman. He's been really the heart and soul of our bullpen struggles, and he just hit the 15-day IL with a
An
left
Achilles
tendonitis. Before that, he had let up runs in 5 of his last 5 appearances, so he wasn't doing great. Although it's still a big hit on the bullpen, as we don't really have a closer now. Another guy that went to the IL, Chad Green, and this isn't temporary. He is done for the season with Tommy John, and probably done with the Yankees. Supposed to be a free agent next year. I don't know if I see the Yankees signing him back, but that's pretty much all for injuries with the bullpen. Although even the guys who aren't injured, it's not doing so well.
Bullpen start off, it's still one of the best in baseball statistically if you look at the stats now. I said it once or twice, Yankees have the best bullpen in baseball early on. It's not even close. Because I really think it's not, but it's starting to struggle. And, it's kind of rare that you see this because usually it's just maybe one guy struggling, 2 guys struggling. But, as the Yankees have shown, especially the last few years, it's up or we're down. We're not going in the middle. And so basically most of the Yankee relievers in that bullpen have been struggling. You got guys like Miguel Castro, who hasn't really pitched as well his last few outings. You got guys like Michael King, who's been steady but has gotten roughed up a bit of late. Just need to get more consistent there from Michael King. Who else we got?
I'll talk about one guy, Jonathan Losiga.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I mean, he's coming off a breakout season. What he did last year, to expect him to bring that back out, that's a lot. He was a nobody that turned into our best reliever last year. But a 7.02 ERA this season, that's not good enough. The velo, the movement, that's all pretty much been the same, but it's the command, I think, that's really changed. Like, we still see him getting those jam shots. We've still seen him being nasty, but the walks per 9 are up a lot. And he's just leaving balls over the middle, I think, a little too much. And I think that's really been the difference. So he was kind of like our guy last year. He was like what Clay Holmes has been this year. Could bring him in for 2 innings last year, and it was huge. So he's a guy that we need to get right because he's essential to this bullpen.
Yeah, he's essential for our plans, what we want to do later on, and hopefully get in the postseason. And we need him to play a big factor in that. Now, the trade deadline. I think the Yanks will definitely try to add a bullpen piece, especially with Chad Green now. But we're talking right now, what will get the Yankees to that point? What will hold this bullpen? Well, the thing is, you got some guys in AAA, possibly. We've seen a couple like David McKay come up, who actually had a scoreless inning against the White Sox. Ron Marinaccio, he doesn't really look like a solution. But you got guys like Clark Schmidt, David McKay, so we might have to rely on them for a little bit to get us some outs because everyone's really struggling. Another guy that we're really going to need to rely on heavily is Michael King. Now, I did say he got roughed up a bit last outing, but he has had a couple outings like that this year where he's gotten roughed up for maybe 2-3 runs. But, then he'll go back to himself and just be brilliant. And he can give us multiple innings. So, he would definitely be a guy I think we got to rely on heavily. especially with JP Sears starting tomorrow. I definitely think Michael King, he's been great this year. He's going to have to step up here, here now. Also, Clay Holmes, we might have to rely on him some more to get some maybe 4 or 5 out saves. He's been great, so he just has to keep doing what he's doing. And you just gotta, you gotta just kind of be smart with the bullpen. Unfortunately, even our lower leverage guys like Wandy Peralta and Lucas Lucky have been struggling heavily also. So we're going to need length out of our starting pitching. Starting pitchings look good. Got to keep it that way. And obviously put up more runs. Can't have every game being close. 1-run ball games. We need to start, blowing some people out. So I think they'll be okay. It's a little bit of a concern. And, if these guys, keep struggling here, let's say at the end of this week, nothing's really changed. Well, then you're going to be forced not to make a big time move per se, Christian. But you might have to get some guys like Waldichuk or Wineski up there slide in the bullpen, or you're going to have to go out and get a lower to mid level reliever to put in that bullpen. But you just got to hope that the bullpen can straighten itself out. They're all struggling at once, so maybe, it's kind of like hitting. Maybe they'll all get going at once. So, if we could get them going, we'll be in a good spot. But, we just kind of got to put our trust in them and hope they can do the job for us.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't sustainable. What the bullpen was doing was ridiculous. They weren't giving up runs for an entire series. But it's nice to see that the starting pitching has really picked them up. I mean, like at the beginning of the year when the starting pitching was kind of like average, the bullpen was just shut down. And it's nice to see now that the starting pitching is really stepping up. But yeah, it's one of those things. I don't think it's anything to get really worried about. If it really is a problem at the deadline, well, that's where you can make another move.